back with Converge. I am now with JOToole, the Executive Director here at the BC EDC, and we have Jon Rembold, who is the Airports Director here in Beaufort County. I'm glad to have the two of you together because you guys are part and parcel. You know, a lot of what you do is required by Jon, and Jon, you facilitate a lot of things that Jon does. So let's pick up the conversation from there. You know, Jon, in your role, economic development in the airports, tell us a little bit about that experience for you.
Well, you and I talk about it on many a show about the Lowcountry welcome. And the airport is a big part of that welcome. When we have visitors, obviously tourism is a blue chip industry for our region, but also we're welcoming people who are potential investors. So it's really great to see that the way that the county council, the counties behave, the support of the FAA, that these kind of improvements are being made to put out the best welcome mat we can have as people are coming to our region. So it's valuable, and Jon and I were talking a little earlier about you invest $40 million. There's a multiplier effect of that of 3 times just in the construction. And so and then when you actually are in operation, there are jobs created there as well. So on many levels, what Jon and the county are doing here at the airport are critically important to economic development.
Yeah, I understand. And what about you, Jon? I mean, you communicate with Jon often, and what is his concerns, or what are your concerns towards him for his role?
Well, we have to stay plugged in because so much of what we do is economic development. Not everybody realizes. They look at the airport and they think you're just moving passengers, getting airplanes in and out, but all of that is economic development. So we're trying to facilitate Jon's mission. He's trying to facilitate our mission. So it's really a hand-in-glove relationship, because if you don't have, you know, a viable air service component, then people really aren't going to look at your region for business.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So here we are in 2026. We're going to have the opening of the airport with the new terminal. Going forward, did you have another 5-year plan going out in the future? Has that model been put in place yet? I mean,
we put together a new 5-year plan every year, so we have to update that. But I've got a 20-year plan that we're working on.
All right, well, tell us about. Can we share?
Well, it's in process. We're doing a master plan update, so that's the fun thing. We're updating kind of the next 10 to 20 years of the airport, so that we develop that playbook and we know what the airport's going to look like. So we're in process with a stakeholder group now to work on that. So that's exciting. But within the next few years, you'll see the building that we're in now being renovated. So it's phase 2 of the terminal project. And that'll, again, increase the size and just comfort of working through this airport.
Do you think that will increase the volume of flights that we have by increasing the size? Because I know there's only a couple of gates that we have for planes coming in and out. I'm assuming we have more gates, correct? Well,
we're going to have more space. We're not going to have more gates.
Okay.
But we talk about airports in terms of capacity. So this airport has a substantial amount of unused capacity. So we're not looking to make this place extremely busy, but there's a lot more that it can do to be more efficient in moving people around. So we're looking to maximize the efficiency of the airport and just give people more and more options when they fly.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, Jon?
Well, if you have flown out of Hilton Head Airport, and at times you'll have 3 different aircraft getting loaded, unloaded at the same time, and people make a decision where they travel based on their experience. So the experience is going to be so much better here under the new alignment. You know, and there were times where we had to use trailers and temporary gates. So, and I think actually the boarding will be safer, Jon, for the passengers. It'll be smoother.
That'll be fun. We'll have new jet bridges.
Yes.
So no more of the surface boarding where you go up the ramps. So that's going to take us into the next level.
Yeah, and again, people are older and so on, so they want to be able to get on the plane safely. I'm in different places, and when those ramps and stairs get wet, people are concerned about their experience. So I think it's going to be a more relaxed, smoother experience, and they're going to have a great feel, a great welcome to our community.
Absolutely, I agree. So what is the Skills Bridge program? That is something I just recently heard of. Can somebody tell me about that?
Sure, I'll give it a shot. We've actually used the Skill Bridge program. So it's a really innovative program that Department of Defense back then, Department of War now, has come up with. And it's meant to provide opportunities for active duty military who are going to transition off active duty to partner up with a civilian job somewhere and basically job shadow with that civilian job before they get out of the military to find out kind of if that's going to be a good match. And we were able to take advantage of that up at Beaufort Executive Airport, where we had a retiring gunnery sergeant from the air station come over to work with us for about 3 months. And then we ended up hiring him when he retired.
Oh, that's a great program. I didn't even know that we had that, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, we have Parris Island, we have so much military base, and when they get out, we have them in law enforcement. They become EMTs. What else? And so many roles that they are important to our island. So that is, I like to hear that as well. Very interesting. Right. So, as we're wrapping up, what do you think, Jon, for the next 20 years? Tell us what's on your mind.
Well, I think it's incredibly important to keep this airport as a viable airport. It needs to, just like I said, provide those options for travelers. This island is going to continue to be popular. It's a global tourist destination, but it's also a family destination. So we are balancing, being a tourist mecca, but also a hometown airport. So our goal is really to maintain that balance, make sure people feel comfortable here, but increase the options that they have to get where they need to go.
I love that. Well, that's great. On that note, we're going to be right back with more Converge.